Well, we're just already having a great conversation before we got going live here. And it's super fun to have Banana as a Hannah as guest today. We had to reschedule this one because life happens. And then life almost got in the way today. And we both made it work. And we're both here. And I'm super excited to spend some time talking with my friend. So welcome in.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited.
Good.
And happy Halloween. I was planning on dressing up and looking cute, but then I woke up 10 minutes before we were supposed to start.
Well, I thought about that as well, but for those that'll be watching this later, they wouldn't know when we recorded this to know it was Halloween, so it could have been a little bit like, why are they dressed that way today? But if you would have been dressed, I would have been fine with it. We'd just roll with it. I will probably, well, we'll be at Reach and doing a bit of cosplay, so that's going to be fun. So I'll have plenty of time to dress up next week. So
yeah, I actually have already decided my costume for next year since I'm too late to do it this year.
Okay.
I'm going to be a mango fairy queen.
Ooh. I don't know what a mango fairy queen is other than those words mean. Is there a specific...
I just made it up.
Okay. I just didn't know if there was an actual reference of something that I was unaware of, because that often is the case. Someone says, I'm going to dress like this, and I'm like, oh, what show are they on? Or what game are they in? And it's... so I don't know those characters. So like, there could have been a real character there.
Could have.
So,
but no.
It's just something you... I love to create your own kind of adventure and your own characters. That's a super fun thing to do. We did that often when I was a kid because there wasn't a lot of costumes that you could actually go and buy. And then when they started having those, it was just like a little plastic mask and almost like cloth pajamas that you threw on to go around in. But
well, I mean, most costumes are still kind of like that now. They're the cheap material that you just step into, and you've got a cheap little Velcro dot at the top and the back.
Yeah,
that doesn't stay together while you're out trick-or-treating.
Yeah, they're good for a couple of hours, and that's about all that you can do them for is a short period of time, and it's not going to make a great impact, but
no,
which in some ways can be how you start with anything. You start with what you can get, and you improve, and you get better, and you're like, I don't want just this little costume anymore. I want, Samarella, Mango Fairy sounds awesome. Yes.
Yeah. Mango Fairy Queen. Mango Fairy Queen.
Mango Fairy Queen. Oh, okay. That's very nice. It fits on with your earbuds or your earphones as well.
Nope, I just set it on top.
Oh, it just says on top. Okay.
But yeah, this is actually something that somebody bought off of my wish list.
That is super cool. That's very nice. Are you bringing that to Reach?
That one? Probably not, no.
That one? Okay.
I don't want to lose it. I have a couple of other ones that I got, specifically to take to Reach, though.
Yeah. That's going to be so much fun. Well, and part of what's really going to be fun is some people that we know online, we will get together and be able to spend some time with one another, and then our communities get to be there as well, and then we get to do fun things together. It's going to be great. It's going to be a fun time. Sam, I'm waiting for your final test to start, so you have some time to spend here. Well, Sam, I'm so glad that you're hanging out here. Yeah. Samarella has been around the community of mine for about a year now, and others. We continue to pray for Sam and her health journey. And for those who have not had an update recently who do listen to this podcast, Sam is now on hospice care. And so we are just praying for her care and relief from everything as it comes up in life. So we continue to lift up Sam in prayers.
Thank you so much for the gifted sub. My friend, It's Rice, has just recently started streaming here on Twitch.
Cool. Oh, and thank you for the gift sub for Samarella, too. Super
Yeah,
cool.
thanks for this gifted sub to Sam. Oh, of course, Sam. Thank you for being here.
And being a positive influence. Well, you are such a joy to have around, Sam. We love you, and I consider it a privilege to have gotten to know you over the last year and to journey with you. So, thanks, Sam.
Hang on, Bryce. I have a really cool shout out thing.
Did it go?
It happens on my stream.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's not in chat. It's on.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no, I have Frosty tools, but it only shows in my stream apparently. Yeah. The realm where VTubers reign supreme, one rises above the rest. Rice, the chillest of them all. This Asian streamer, like the food they're named after, is flavorful. Is a flavorful mix of gaming, chatting, and cosmic vibes from their last adventure in the Duet Night Abyss to whatever intergalactic escapade awaits next. Rice keeps it easy going. And
that's cool. I know a few people have had that, but no, I could see in the chat you had done something and it didn't say any more in the chat, so it was on stream. That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's all in my channel. I do like it does the text shout out, like the big / shout out, and then I have a widget. It's a cat paw that shows up.
Oh, yeah.
And then it has their picture, their profile picture. Yeah. Of course, right? Thank you.
Well, we're just taking it slow, easing into this. Sam was asking if she can share more. Sam, you are absolutely welcome to share more.
Yeah.
We love having you around, and I'm every chance I get, I enjoy hanging with you. So it's one of those things, like, here's some of the stuff that's like interconnected that we're talking about, and some people that we know, and we're chatting with them and vibing with them. We're vibing together. But it's like, if we weren't on Twitch, or if we didn't know of Twitch, a lot of people don't know what it's really partially about. So I usually like to start with asking everybody, how did you get connected to Twitch? How did you get started? And that might be different than how did you get started as a streamer. And that might be different than how did you get started and decide to be a Christian and intentionally Christian streamer in the space. So while you're thinking about that, I just want to, Sam did post her update, so I'll do that, and then I'll come back to you and have you answer, how did you get started on Twitch? So Sam has said, I've been officially diagnosed with stage 3 pericardial, sorry, thank you, mesothelioma, and initially given 18 months of time, but now it has been officially confirmed that the original results were wrong, and they've been given by 25 to 20 or to 30 months. Yes, surgery might extend it 6 to 8 months, but you've decided a few things. With that being said, by the end of next month, you're going out of hospice, and rather having surgery and stuff, decided to give time to think and to say no to it and live your life the way, your way, and just go with dignity. So that will be, go with dignity rather than be in pain from all of the surgeries. So
yeah, I understand that choice. Yeah.
Yeah, extending things for a few months to endure lots of pain and suffering is a choice that some families have to make, and some people. And so, Sam, respecting that and continuing to pray for you and for your journey. And so we are glad that you are here with us. And I will be able to share that with several people at Reach next week as well. So I know you had asked me to share with Ukulele and Mother Goose. If I don't get that to them before next week, I will see both of them in person at Reach Conference and be able to share with you, Sam. We'll share an update from you, Sam.
Yeah. My grandmother made the choice to stop her treatment. Of course, that was after not only did it not help, the tumors continued to grow.
Yeah.
So she decided to just stop treatment and let it happen. And then about a year after my grandmother passed, like just before a year hit.
Mm-hmm.
My mom fell the week before Thanksgiving and broke her shoulder. And she did it good too. She broke it in 4 places.
Wow.
It like broke, it snapped the ball joint off of the, is it humerus?
I don't know, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
It snapped it off the bone. So it cut off the blood supply to the ball joint. So she can't lift her arm anymore above this.
Okay.
And she went to a doctor's appointment about having surgery to get it fixed, and they said, yeah, you'll never have any more movement than that even after surgery. So my mom was like, well, then why would I go through the surgery and the physical therapy if I'm not going to get any more movement?
Right. Yeah, and Sam's, I'm sure weighing through those decisions to do that and not, and I've seen parents with children have the standpoint of, if there's something that can be done, we should do it. And they're not always considering that extending something, or let's just say you're going to improve something by 10%. 10% improvement may not be enough to weigh against things that, when you're trying to improve something. So yeah, I know a couple people, and I don't want to get into all the details of that, but it was like, if the doctor said we could possibly do something, I know a few parents that said, well, then do it. And they weren't wrestling through all of the, well, this is only going to improve life by like this tiny amount. And that's probably outweighed by the pain and suffering that they're going to go through to get that little bit of improvement. And then the recovery, and then the constant trauma of more and more procedures. That's a hard journey, no matter which side of it you're on, of the somebody judging you for saying no. There's, dealing with you did a whole bunch and it didn't work. So yeah, it is a personal thing. I don't think you're overthinking it, Sam. I think just when you have peace about your decision, that you're making the right decision, that's the thing that I usually try to rely on, is I feel good about this choice. And when you say it, Sam, it feels good to me from the amount that I know you. So not everyone's going to agree with you. And so don't let everyone else's decisions or of what they would do change your mind about what feels like what you should do for yourself. That'd be kind of my bit of advice if I could give some.
Yeah, and then pan person in chat, sometimes quality is better than quantity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And that makes me think of the movie My Sister's Keeper.
I don't think I've seen that one.
I think it's My Sister's Keeper. Is it My Sister's Keeper? Cameron Diaz, Abigail Breslin. The parents have a daughter who has all sorts of health conditions. She has cancer and then all sorts of things. And then in one of the consultations with the doctor, they say the only way to give her more life is if you had another child.
Oh, so okay.
They had
another child. I don't think I've seen it, but now that you mention that aspect of the movie, I think I do know which one you're talking about. But
yeah, they have another child, and she's healthy, but then they use her basically as a guinea pig to keep the other one alive.
Yeah, yeah, and those are real things that people face at times. If you have another, it doesn't actually mean it has to be yours. A sibling could sometimes do this too, but you have another family member that's born, might be able to have the genetic makeup that's needed for some kind of treatment to the person who's sick.
I kind of faced that with my own brother.
Oh, okay. We can get into that later, or we can get into that now. What do you want to do?
I mean, whatever.
Okay.
Works.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead if you want to share that.
So I was born with a rare genetic skin condition. It's called Epidermolysis Bullosa. I am missing one of the collagen proteins that helps connect the top 2 layers of your skin. So with too much friction, or if I bump up against something really hard, sometimes I just wake up with new blisters, but my skin will just like separate. Like if I hit it too hard, it'll just pull, separate, make blisters like this one that I have on my arm right now, or even just tear and be raw. It was, so my parents did not know that they were carriers until they had me. And my mom had always wanted 3 kids, one of each, didn't care what the other one was. But then they had me, and they found out there was a chance they could have more like me. They were like, we're not doing that to another kid, no more. And then they had my brother. Yep. He was a surprise, but he doesn't have it because it was only a 25% chance per child that they had. And for a while when I was a kid, there was like talk about stem cell treatments that could help. And I mean, my family was always like, you know, your brother could be what helps you get better.
Right.
Or whatever. But I mean, we never did anything with that. And that thought has always just kind of been in the back of my mind. Like, you know, my brother could be what helps my skin get better.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's no official cure for it. And the FDA has only started approving medical treatments in like May of 2030.
Yeah.
So I've lived 26 years of my life with no official medical treatment, no medicine or anything, just daily wound care. Because my mom was a nurse. She was a great nurse.
Oh, okay.
Aside from God, she's the only reason that I'm still alive today.
Yeah, I mean, and there's an interesting thing, having a mother with medical background to be able to care for you as a child, where things are going to happen outside of control, you know, of her or you, and her not being there all the time to be able to respond and do all that. Well, that's fascinating.
Yeah. Oh, and she was so passionate about her job. She was so passionate about it. She wanted to be a medical missionary.
Oh, okay, cool.
My grandmother did not want her to do that.
Well, I've been on a lot of different kinds of mission trips. Medical is the one I have not been on, partially because I have very absent medical skills. I have family members with medical skills, so you know I could accompany them and you know serve alongside of them. The closest I got to was one with eye care that we had some people that went and did, but I didn't participate in that part. That was all I.
No, my chat.
Oh, your chat is in ads. Okay. Did you see Sam Morella's last comment there?
I'm glad that I've been able to help you get out of your eating disorder.
That is super cool. That's one of the things that's just so really fun, is the interwovenness of communities in this space. Not every platform has this ability for people to join together, to overlap our communities, and to be friendly and excited about that too. Because if it's I made the video and you're watching somebody else's video, that's time you could be watching me. But this is live. So if I'm not live, I want you watching a friend of mine when they're live. And so that's just so much more fun.
Love to taste my cooking.
Yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah, I'd love to taste your cooking. That's so cool.
So I actually kind of have a way you might be able to. So my laptop, of course, it started dying right after Mr. Kind. So I have not been able to stream much lately on my channel. Particularly, I'm not able to stream games because I only get like 5 frames a second in a game like Stardew.
Yeah.
It's not heavy on
right.
your computer. Granted, I have like 140 mods in Stardew. Anyways, I haven't been able to stream games, so I'm mostly stuck with like IRL stuff like crafting, chatting, cooking. So I'm crowdfunding for a new PC, and if you're on my stream, then you see the bar up here in the top left corner. That is the goal widget. It's at 51% funded.
Nice.
Yes. When it hit 15%, I announced what my secret project has been.
Okay.
I have been, since before Mr. Kind, I've been working on a website, and it's going to be like a blog and about me, about my skin condition, how my life has been with my skin condition, and a section for recipes that I make.
Okay. I'm sure people will like the recipes. I, on the other hand, people ask me for my recipes. I don't have recipes. I cook by proportions on some level of, well, I'll use a third of this, a third of this, and a third of this. But and then I will season to taste after that, because, you know, it's, well, how much of this? I don't know. I had this much, I put that much in. Next time I have a different amount, I put a different amount in. So I am not good with recipes. When people ask me, it's like, well, you could try this to start with and then adjust it to how you like it, and go from there.
Yeah. And hi, Amy.
Yes, Amy, good to see you again today, friend.
Yeah. And so the website, I also have said that once the PC hits fully funded, I will launch the website.
Cool. That'll be fun.
And I'm also thinking of adding, or I am planning to add merch.
Nice. Well, maybe you'll be the winner of the PC giveaway at Reach Conference, and who knows? I mean,
it would be cool.
How many of us don't want to win one? You know, it's like, yeah, I'll take a second one. I'll hand me down my other one. I'll do something else, But
yeah.
You can do a 2 PC setup then if you have a second one. I mean, I've had,
or I could give this one to my husband, whose laptop is like 10 years old.
Yeah. I don't know how old my wife's is, but hers is a Windows 10, and so it won't upgrade. It doesn't have capacity to upgrade, but she probably doesn't need one. She uses a tablet, or she's got her work one. So, but all right. So let's shift back to how.
Sorry.
No, I don't like. I have no agenda on a level. Like, the conversation is us spending time, having fun, talking about what we're doing in the space. So if we're talking about other things that are relevant, what's going on in your life and who you are and the thing that you deal with daily, your skin is part of that story. So we would have got to that later on. We just went to that first. So how did you end up getting on Twitch and becoming a Twitch streamer?
Well, I started watching Twitch in high school. I got on right around when Twitch was becoming popular. I was watching like the big Minecraft people.
Okay.
So like Hermitcraft, Mindcrack, those, and watching them made me want to stream. Granted, I was like 15, 18 at the time, so that didn't happen. And then I stopped watching Twitch for a while, and I got back into it and decided that I wanted to start streaming again. and I had this nice gaming laptop, and I was able to do it. So I started streaming on and off. I've been streaming on and off mainly for like 5 years now. I got back into it a lot more after Noah and I got married. Yeah. So I've kind of been on and off Twitch for over 10 years.
Okay. So watching other people was like, oh, I could do that, or I would like to do that. And then did you initially decide you were going to be a Christian streamer, or how did that come about? And then, we've already hinted a little bit of what you do on some of your streams, but go ahead and, talk about that process for you of making that decision and then what you're doing on your streams.
Well, as a teenager, I didn't really think about or care about being a Christian streamer. Not specifically. I just wanted to I wanted to have fun, play games.
Yep. And that's fine. Everybody's story is different. So.
Yeah. And then a few years ago, I have a Christian influencer, a person that I watch. Her name is Kirby is a Boss. That's her tag. And she started streaming on Twitch. So I started watching her streams and getting back into Twitch. And then I decided that I wanted to start streaming again. And that's around the time that Noah and I started dating. So I kind of just let streaming go until after we got married. And then I started it up again. And somehow I had gotten in a Discord, and then from there another Discord, and was watching one friend who raided into Papa Tsunami.
Okay.
During his big subathon. I remember he was painting along with Bob Ross, and he was wearing the Bob Ross wig, and he was being on Goofy and whatnot.
What? Papa Tsunami being Goofy? This is something I've not heard of. What?
Never. Never. He would never.
Yeah.
And a few days later, after the subathon had ended, he actually reached out and whispered me on Twitch and was like, "Thank you for the follow, and if it would be great to see you here in the Discord."
Okay.
And he sent the link to the Discord.
Nice.
Yeah, apparently, I guess he was doing that with everybody who had followed him.
Yeah, there's a few people I know that they do that personal invite, which I think is a really effective way to do it. Like, oh wow, you reached out to me personally. You didn't just say, "Hey, here's the Discord link," and put it in the server and hope people take action. And there's nothing wrong with just doing that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Or having not just put the link in the chat, but an auto-generated thank you message is a good thing to do. But to go a step further and to write it out and do a whisper and make it personal, that's really cool.
Yeah. So after that, probably a few weeks later, I went in to watch another one of his streams, and then it just became a thing. I started watching his streams. I got involved with the community, and from there I found other Christian streamers, and I started streaming again to be part of that community. And ta-da!
That's it.
Now we're here.
We're here. End of podcast. That's how you got started. We're done. Nothing
Bye.
more to say. Bye. Thank you, Ariel, for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, it's also fascinating to me who got started at the same time, who made a decision to be a Christian streamer around the same time. Where did these communities get connected through? So I didn't even realize you were connected with Papa Tsunami and over there. And, at times what is fascinating is how do you find other Christians in the space? And it's like there's constantly new people show up in my streams and will go, I didn't know there were any Christians on here. And I'm like, I got hundreds of friends on here who are streamers, so I don't know why you can't find anybody. But
Yeah.
but it
Yeah. See,
but
when
it's
I
so
first started watching, tags weren't a thing.
oh yeah, before tags it made sense, but anymore it's like just go look for the Christian tag. Now maybe they don't know there's a Christian tag. I mean that could be a thing. Maybe they don't know there's a Christian tag. Or, you know, they don't always know where all the groups are. There's a few people that have church in their name, like, you know, we have theChurch.digital. People might come in and thinking it's an actual church. We're not a church. We are a digital missionary sending agency. We are helping the church to move into digital spaces and helping them to be equipped to do what God's calling people to do. So I get that a little bit of like, you're not a church. No, we're not a church. From the stance of you're going to come here and worship and there's a pastor and those things. We're a bunch of people that are helping other people do what the church is called to do. So that's kind of what it is.
Yeah. I mean, there are a few of them if that's what you want to find.
Yeah, you can find them. I know several of them and would highly recommend many of them, and because they're all friends of mine. So why wouldn't I recommend them? So when you saw Papa and you started doing more and moving into that, what were the things that you were doing? Were you doing streaming gaming? Because I know you do some cooking. What is the thing that you have felt called most to and most blessed to do in streaming?
I do mostly cozy gaming.
Okay.
Chill, cozy games like Stardew, Sims, sometimes Minecraft. Is there another one? I think there was another one. I can't.
Well, there's probably more. You don't have to name them all.
Probably, but I've done different games. I'm not really big into like first person shooters or things like that, but I've done Repo and tabletop and, you know, different collab streams. So I do that. And then recently I've gotten into crafting streams. And earlier this year, I started doing cooking streams. And even though that's really, really fun, it takes a toll on me physically. And I'm like knocked out for the rest of the day. Yeah, because all the standing and moving, and it hurts my back and feet really, really bad. But I still love it because I like cooking. I love cooking. I like being creative. I like feeding my husband good meals. And I am doing crafting.
I think I've watched a few of your crafting ones. So
I'm planning on starting this new one, this embroidery.
Nice. That's a really, really cool design there.
And so this is what it's supposed to look like when it's done.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I got that one to actually do on stream, and then after it's done, it's going to hang up in the gallery wall in our apartment.
Very cool. See, that's one of the things that I love is the innovation and experimentation that you can do in the space of it, because and people was like, what I did not get with Twitch to begin with is why would you want to watch a person play a video game? It's not as much about watching the person play the video game as it is having a conversation with people and the community while it's happening. So it does make total sense to me. And honestly, I will spend more time watching people create something than I will watching people play a game. So I love watching art streams. Crafting streams would fit in there. I'm probably going to go to art more than crafting, but you know, it depends on what the craft is. Music streams. I was actually just talking with a few people who were talking about writing music, and I said, have you ever thought about streaming while you're doing the writing creative process? And they're like, no, I go, well, you could, and people would enjoy hanging
I've
out, you know.
done writing streams.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if you know this or not, because I don't do a lot of cooking streams, but I think I started this 4 years ago. So I stream making Thanksgiving meal.
Oh.
When I get up in the morning, I start streaming. I stream all of the prep, everything that I'm doing. We move from one thing to the next. I mean, hours of streaming. I want to say, I think last year I forgot to put the turkey in on time because I was streaming, and it was in the fridge and I didn't see it, so I didn't put it in on time, and I put it in like an hour late. So we ate dinner later. Big deal, you know.
Oop.
But but for me it was kind of like, hey, I know a bunch of people are potentially have nothing to do on this day if they don't have family. I want them to feel like they have family. And then also a bunch of international friends have no idea what this is, so they can hang out and we can have fun, you know, or I can have fun cooking and they can laugh at me or whatever else. So it's gonna be gonna be fun to do that again this year. I got to think about what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do that, what might I try new that I didn't do last year. I now have a gimbal, so I can use my phone as a camera now and hook that up, and it can follow me around. So that'll be fun if I get that all figured out and done and working. So
that sounds really fun. I don't have a big enough kitchen for that.
oh, see, my kitchen is nice and big, so the gimbal works well. But also
Jealous.
with
I'm so jealous.
well, okay, you can be jealous of that. My kitchen is amazing. I love my kitchen. So yeah, I've renoed it, and I love it. And I'm also like, I didn't get the gimbal for doing cooking streams. I got the gimbal so I could do riding my bicycle streams. So so it's just like, oh, I can also use it for this. And and like I said, that creativeness and experimenting, trying new things. But there's also there's the other side of the when you get to do that, it's the difficult times. What have been some struggles that you've had as an online streamer? And those can be related to life, tech, equipment. It can be related to anything. Just what have been some struggles that you've had to overcome of being a streamer?
A lot.
Well, pick one or two to start with.
Yeah. I mean, first it took me like 3 attempts before I finally made affiliate. I didn't get affiliate until like the end of March this year. Yes. I did not hit affiliate until the end of March this year. And I remember getting the email. I was actually riding along doing observations for the post office job that I really, really wanted to do, but it ended up being too much physically for me. So that was great. And I was like thrilled. And I had already started like picking out emotes and everything to add from like before I even hit affiliate. And I mean, you know, my entire marriage has been trying to get my mom moved out of her house and closer to us. And so we've been dealing with that the whole time. And then when I was doing my post office training, Noah lost his job.
Oh.
Yeah. And that was our main source of income for our entire marriage. And then like the week after I started like my actual on the route training for the post office, I was like, I can't do this. I cannot do this. And we've both not had anything since. I tried an insurance thing that didn't work out. And that was, I mean, most of my followers now, because I don't know if you've noticed, right? I can see on the stats right now, I am sitting at 20,435 followers.
Really? Wow. That's awesome.
Most of my followers came from a video that was posted by someone named Mr. Kind. He found me while I was streaming, and he donated $7,000 to help fully fund my mom's GoFundMe that I had set up for her, because she had gotten behind on bills. At one point, the AC in the house just died. It's so old. It's not worth putting any more money into it. It just has to be replaced. So the AC died, and then the day after that, she had been so behind on bills they shut the power.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I set up the GoFundMe. I managed to get the power turned back on.
Yeah, I remember back when she got her power cut off, and I don't have the clout that other streamers do, but you know, I shared the GoFundMe in my stream for a couple of weeks to try to help out with all of that, and I love that about the online community, that people are willing to give and see someone they can recognize being blessed by that. So
yeah, so he actually has a cryptocurrency called Kindness Coin that he runs on a different platform. And he takes all of the profits that he gets from it and he donates it to small streamers in need. So he found my mom's GoFundMe. He found me. He donated the $7,000 to my mom's GoFundMe. And then somebody else in his community donated $5,000 to me.
Wow, that's amazing.
And during that stream, did like the highest hype train that I may have ever seen in my life. It got like 50% through level 14.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. They
used to be capped. They used to have a cap level.
I know.
And now it's seemingly uncapped. You can just keep going if people keep giving, which I'm like, why not?
For real. They gave 221 subs to my channel. And then
for people that don't know, you know, depending on what country you're in and cost, but just figure $5 per each one of those subs.
Six.
Right. I'm just saying country based, you know, if you on average, but yeah, 6. And if you have
$6 per subscription. Last Amy got one of those subs.
Ah, there we go.
But yeah, $6 per subscription times 221.
Yep. Yeah, 13
New Zealand dollars.
Yeah. Yeah, so it depends on country what the rates are, but
yeah. And then a few days later, he posted the video of doing it, and it went big viral.
Yeah.
Big viral. I mean, like, I don't even know the total now, but I don't think I would be wrong in saying it's at least 50 million views total. Because on like TikTok alone, it's at like almost 20 million.
Yeah.
Overnight, my channel blew up. Quite literally. I mean, I remember when he posted the video, I was on my way to eat dinner with my mother-in-law. And we were driving, and I looked and I saw I had gained like 600 followers just in the hour that the video had been posted.
Right.
And then I woke up and I had like 5,000, 8,000, 10, 12, and now I'm at 20. And my first stream.
And this has only been a few months, right?
A month and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he posted it on like September 15th. So it's been a month and a half that all of this has happened. I mean, and overnight I was getting donations, I was getting wish list things bought, more people have donated to my mom's GoFundMe. That the goal for that has been like doubled.
Yeah.
It has been insane. Because when that video happened, my mom was again on the verge of, having the power shut off. And Noah and I were down to like, I don't know how we're going to make rent in 2 months. And now I've already paid next month's rent. And it's been such an insane ride, to say the least.
Well, what's interesting about that, I've had a conversation with several people about what happened, the phenomenon that happened for you, and saying, well, on some level, most of us who stream would say, oh, I'd love that to happen to me, to blow up and to have all of that happen. And of course we'd probably go, yeah, I want the money and all of that. I know where I could bless myself and others with it. But there's a part at which I don't know if I really want that to happen, to blow up like that, to have all of a sudden everybody seeing me, recognizing me, identifying as like, you give up a little bit when things like that happen. So have you experienced that?
That was happening within the first week. I saw all this followage, all this support, and I started like, I don't know what to do with this. And I started getting scared. I was like, this is going like major viral. I don't want this to go to my head. I don't want it to like change me. I don't know what to do with this. Like there's so much happening. I mean, like for the first week after it happened, I had to turn off follow alerts on my stream because the notifications couldn't keep up.
It would just be that. Yeah, it would just keep going ting, 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 ting. Yeah.
It was my first stream back. I had about an average of 200 viewers. The chat was insane. I couldn't keep up with all of the support. And I modded like 3 people while I was doing that stream to help me keep up. And the follow alerts were on, so everything was like 10 or 20 minutes behind. And so finally I was like, after that stream, I was just like, I gotta turn off follow alerts. And I mean, I have them back on now because I just had Dracon follow. Thank you for the follow. But it also died down super fast.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things with viral. It will peak and then it will disappear. You know, I don't want to say it this way, but this is what people that don't understand will resonate. Like it's the 15 minutes of fame. Like you all of a sudden are in a realm where everybody's sharing and talking and doing that, and then there's someone else that comes along and they're the ones that get talked about. So it dies down. Having had those clips out there, those videos out there that have that many views, they're going to keep getting recycled as people run into something else similar. Oh, you like that? It'll get pushed back again because it's already shown that it's a video that people want to watch. So it'll continue to be out there and pushing people to you. Which is really cool.
I still get random spurts of follows from it. Which is weird to say I still get, because it's only a month and a half.
Right.
But it's nothing compared to, I don't want to say nothing. It's so small compared to what it was when it initially happened.
Yes. Yeah. The first 36 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even the first week. I was having people who were, subscribing and gifting subs when I was not streaming. People who were donating to my Ko-fi, donating to my mom's GoFundMe. I wasn't live.
Yeah.
Because I didn't go live for 2-3 days after it was posted. And it was, I still don't have words I don't. I I can't think through it because it's so crazy.
It is a very unique thing. I don't know others who have had such an experience happen, but I love the catalyst for it though. Was we want to bless someone, and that's what we're going to do. And so from that standpoint, there was nothing nefarious. There was no one, you know, like for instance, if you see the people that will take somebody's video and then they will cut it up and they'll, you know, reaction video and all that. So it wasn't like a reaction video that someone was poking fun of you or laughing or doing other things. No, it was a genuine, we want to show love in this space and we're looking for people, and they found you, and then they brought love to you and your community. So that's just an amazing reason to blow up. And I don't know how you can look at it as anything but then bringing glory to God in the middle of that too. Of the fact that it is happening just keeps pointing back to, yeah, if we care and love for one another. And
I've said it multiple times, and I don't remember how long before that happened. I remember praying, Lord, I know you can do the impossible, so I'm trusting you to do it.
Yeah.
And then that happened. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah. Well, and it was interesting. So I was on a stream raid party earlier today, and we were talking about prayer, and part of what I was emphasizing with that was that one of the things that we're called to do is to share our burdens with one another, because we go to God on behalf of other people. Well, if I don't know what your prayer request is, how do I get to bring it before God? And that's just so true too. If you hadn't posted the need for your mom and people weren't aware of it, how were people who had the capacity to answer it? How are they going to be compelled by the Holy Spirit to respond if they did not know that your mom had that need? So since you, and I'm assuming your mom had to be in agreement with this, we're humble enough to say we have a need and we have no way to be able to meet the need. Is there someone who's able to help us? That's a really humbling thing to be able to do. Even if you're doing it on behalf of someone else, for them to say, yes, go ahead and do that is a humbling thing. And so,
well, I mean, when I set it up, we at that point we were so desperate. I was just like, I don't know what else to do. I'm setting up this GoFundMe.
Yeah. Well, I love that that's become a culturally acceptable thing to do as well, is to put GoFundMe together. I don't know if the church fully gets that yet inside. I mean, there's places where it does, but I mean, as a whole, sometimes the church isn't good at someone in the congregation has a need and the church meeting it. They're better at, well, we just take care of the food pantry, so that's what we do. Not, well, my car broke down and I need new tires and I need other things. How do we help?
Well, I mean, you've got the new one that I've been hearing about that Christian Ninja did for his wife, the Gives and Go. It's like, I think it's basically GoFundMe but Christian.
Yeah. I have not looked into that platform yet, so I don't know much about that. And he's also Canadian, so I don't know if that's a Canadian platform or not either, or it probably doesn't matter. But yeah, like I said, there are some things that are shifting, and it makes some sense that the world would have figured out we could do it first, and then the church says, oh yeah, maybe we can. We tend to be a little bit slower to respond to some things and deciding that they're a viable way to do it. But I just think that overall of what I grew up in is you don't tell people your needs. And that just felt like it was prideful. And you can hide, and even if you go back and watch older stuff, like stuff before I was born, you go watch movies that are 70, 80 years old. And the people that are down and out, when somebody offers them, will say, oh, I don't accept charity. Like there's this big prideful thing of, I don't need you to help me. And I think there's some just, I don't know, idolatry in that. I'm gonna put that word on it, of I idolize my own ability to get myself through, then I would be willing to accept God placing on your heart a burden to bless me.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big pride thing for sure. Even at one point before Mr. Kind, I was like, when my mom was getting to the point that her power was about to be shut off again, I was like, okay, I'll start sharing the GoFundMe again. I'll just start circling it around. And she told me, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. And I'm like, what else can we do?
What's interesting though, if we take it back a step, and if it was a child that needed something, a child is going to ask. And if we're all children of God, then why wouldn't we ask God to provide for us and do those things? So
Jesus himself, if your child asks for bread, are you going to give him a stone?
Yeah. I always like if he asks for a fish, give him a scorpion. And I'm like going, that'd be funny, but not really. I mean, funny if it was like, oh, I'll do this, and then I'll actually give you what you asked for. You know, that's kind of like I was thinking, but on that. But yeah, it's like we know how to give good gifts when our kids asks. So why wouldn't God do that? But that's why I said I do think that there's a level at which kids aren't afraid to ask for what they want. They're not afraid to ask for what they need. They're not afraid to share what's going on until we as adults tell them to stop doing it. And we teach them to not let their needs be known and to not share with people. So it's too bad that we've created a culture that doesn't want to, well, and I guess we've got more than one culture, so this isn't clear for everybody, because there's also some people that would always want a handout and don't want to do anything for themselves. So we got so many different ways of doing things that it's like we jump from one extreme to another too often, too easily.
Yeah. And I mean, there's also the at least I have the feeling of not just when you're asking for help, like I know I need help and it's like, sucking my soul to ask for help. But then to me, it also is like, it feels like begging. I feel like I'm begging. And now with my PC dying, my laptop dying and needing a new PC, of course, right after going viral, I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are going to think that I'm so greedy. These people are going to be like, you just got like $13,000 donated to you. You can't get a new PC. And I'm like, I had to pay rent.
Yeah. The money wasn't for that.
Yeah.
It was for other things. I was going to ask too, by the way. So with your mom, so the AC is all fixed. Does she still got all of what she needed taken care of?
She has gotten a lot of what she needed taken care of, yes. So she is still trying to get the house sold to move closer to Noah and I. I saw somewhere that some people were like, well, maybe now she won't have to sell her house. That wasn't the point. She was trying to sell the house so that she could be closer to me and my husband, because I don't want to dox, but it's a distance between us and it's not fun. And I'm just like, what happens in like
your ability to travel,
Yeah. Well, I mean, we drive and it's a ways to drive. And I'm just like, what happens in an emergency? That's a long drive. And of course you're sitting there the whole drive like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And you can't do anything until you get there. And so, I want her closer to me, just not just to have her closer to me and so that I can, I want to go see my mom today. I'll just drive across town, go see her. I want her closer to me because a medical emergency, a natural disaster. Like, we have a lot of tornadoes here.
Yeah.
In tornado warnings, I want to be able to be closer to her, or like with her. If she has a medical emergency, I'd rather be 10 minutes across town than hours away.
Oh, absolutely. My mom is 5 hours away. Oh, there certainly are times where if something happens, sure, I can drop everything and I can go be there. It's still 5 hours. Oh, it's still.
We had something happen not this past summer, but the summer before we moved into this apartment. I called her one day and she's just like, she told me what was wrong, and I said, Mama, you need to go to the hospital. And she didn't want to go to the hospital because she didn't have an income. She can't pay the hospital bill.
Yeah.
I said, Mama, your life is more important. And I had to call a family member to take her to the hospital, because otherwise I was going to be like, Mama, if you don't go, I'm calling an ambulance to come and get you.
Which would be more expensive.
And yes. And then Noah and I, like, while I was on the phone, I was like, okay, Noah, get up, we're going. And on the drive there, I told Noah, I was like, if something happens, if the worst happens and she's gone, I'm going to be inconsolable.
Yeah.
And I had to sit there with that in the car for hours because of that distance. So I don't want that anymore. I want to be able to be closer to her. I want to take care of her. It's not about selling the house so that she can have money to live. It's selling the house so she can be close to me.
Yeah.
And
that was what you had in the GoFundMe to begin with, is this is the state of where things are at. And there's no means, like, if people don't know, usually if you have a house that is not in good repair and they have the We Buy Ugly houses or We Buy Houses for Cash or whatever, any condition, you're barely getting out of the house with anything that you owe on the house. That's all they're really doing, is they are letting you give them the house and they will pay off what you owe. So they're buying the house for what you owe on it. They're not really, you're not getting anything if you walk away that way. You need a house that somebody wants to move into, then you can get money for it. So yeah, it does need to be in a livable condition for people to move into, so that your mom's not just moving out, but somebody's moving in.
Yeah. And we've been lucky that we have family members who can fix a lot of things, but the AC, there's 2 AC units, one for different halves of the houses. And one of them stopped working years ago. So we've just been living in the other half of the house. And then that one broke. So we got lucky that she has a portable window unit.
Okay.
That can cool off one room in the house. And she's been using that. But then, of course, when I put the GoFundMe up, the power had been shut off, so that didn't help. I managed to get the power turned back on before we got donations. I was like, it's July in the summer. The power was just shut off. And they were like, oh, let me get that turned back on for you. And so I got the power turned back on. We had family members come and help fix the house, but the AC itself it's not worth putting any more money into. It just has to be fully replaced.
Yep.
So part of the terms of selling the house is like, okay, some of this that you actually used to buy the house is going to go to getting the AC repaired. So that itself has not been repaired while my mom has been there. she has that window unit, so she's good. But I mean, we've got groceries taken care of. We've got other bills taken care of. We've got this, that, and the other. So she's good until we can sell the house.
Yep. Good.
Which, I mean, it's already under contract. So we're just waiting on the.
I had not heard it was actually under contract. Yay.
It was actually under contract within the first 2 weeks of it being listed.
Yay. I had not heard that part. Super cool.
I haven't been super.
Well, that's okay.
With that.
Yeah, that's okay. You don't have to be. I mean, sometimes you want to wait till it crosses the finish line before you tell everybody. I understand that.
Yeah.
So I just had not heard that. So that's awesome. Well, so there's, I don't want to just keep talking only about that, because there's more things that you have done and have encountered. So this was obviously the biggest thing that has happened in streaming to you and your family is this blessing. Has there been other things where you have been the giver of blessing to other people in your community? It doesn't have to be financially, like you were, like we were talking with Samarella earlier, and people like that hanging in your community or other places, or just a friendship that's developed or anything like that. Where have been some places where you have been able to bless other people as you've been a streamer?
Yeah, I've made so many friends since becoming part of what I like to call Christian Twitch. And then of course there's Reach Conference that's developed in the midst of all that.
Yeah.
Noah and I were actually planning to go to Reach last year, but it ended up being the same weekend that we had to move into this apartment, so we couldn't go. But yeah, we've had all sorts of friendships that have developed. And after the video was posted, that first stream back, I rated, "I'm watching you people."
Awesome.
And she said, "I just received the biggest rate I've ever seen in my life." It was 150 people. And she was like, "I don't know how I'm not losing it right now." But I know that she's also not in a super great situation.
Yeah.
So I saw that she was live, and I was like, I'm going to go send these people over to bless her. And then the next stream after that, I did it to Warriors of Light.
Okay. Yeah.
Our Warrior of Light who does Blessing Boat.
Yep.
And I was like, I know all the work that you do for Blessing Boat. I'm going to send these people over to you. And ever since, when I stream, I'm granted, the viewership has died down, because right now I'm sitting at 7, which that's not what it's about, but 7's a lot less than 200.
Yeah.
So that first week when I was streaming after the video was posted, I was like, who can I go bless with these people? Who can I go bless with these people? And with Reach coming up, I got a 2-bedroom Verbo for Noah and I. And then I put in the Reach Discord, I was like, hey, we have an extra bedroom if anybody needs it. And then I got a message from Pre Pony.
Yep.
And she was like, Mother Goose and I would love to share that bedroom if you still have it available. So Pre and Mother Goose are going to be my Reach roomies.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be a blast.
It's going to be such a blast. I'm so excited.
And
I've been saying it's the Banana Goose, or the Banana Goose Pony House.
Yeah. You're going to have to set an alarm to say, lights out, we're going to bed, we can't stay up any longer. I mean, I've got a full Airbnb as well myself, with people. So I'm going to have that same problem of wanting to just
Noah will probably be the one to kind of rein us in, because he's coming with me.
That's cool.
So
Excited about that.
He's extremely introverted. So he's probably going to be the one, like, I need to go to bed now. But yeah, I'm super, super excited.
Yeah. So as far as partnership, were your numbers good enough to move this towards rolling towards partner or not?
For about the first 2 weeks, it looked like I could do partner. I thought that maybe I could hit partner by the end of the year, and maybe I still can.
Maybe you still can,
2 months left of the year. Which would have been insane to be like, I wasn't even affiliate at the beginning of this year, and now I'm partner. That would have been wild.
That would have been wild, yeah.
But I haven't been streaming much because my PC's been dying. I haven't been able to stream as much. So part of that loss on viewership is on me with that. But like the first 2 weeks, my average viewers were 70-ish.
Yeah. So you were right there at that level.
That was like the first but they checked for like for 2 months. Like they say that you have to have it for at least a month.
Right.
But then they also say we go back and look at the month before last to make sure that you have it for that too. And I definitely didn't have that.
Okay. I didn't realize they looked back too. I know it says 1, but I didn't realize they look at 2. But and if it happens, it happens. You know, I just wondered if you had rolled that for a while, if it was long enough to get there. But yeah, and I knew you were struggling to stream and all of those things, and but I don't remember how many hours you need to have in there and have that average. So you could have had few streams, but had good averages and did long streams and still, you know, been close enough in that window to try to make it happen.
Yeah. So the hardest part of the partnership requirement is the viewers.
But yeah.
Because I've hit like 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 of the requirements multiple times while I've been streaming. Because it's just like stream on this many different days, stream for this many hours, blah, 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 blah. And then you have to have like an average of 75 viewers. And then I'm like, well, that's not good.
The average viewers is one of the harder things to maintain and to be able to do that.
Even for affiliate, because it's like, you have to have an average of 3 viewers, and then you have 5 streams, and it's like you have an average of 2.25 viewers, and I'm like, how do you get 0.25 people?
Yeah, because they're not there the whole time, you know. Well, and then there's been some more things with a few people that are not actually getting counted. That it's you know maybe they're
the lurks,
the lurks and all that. So I think it'll settle itself out, but right now there is that quandary of I'm not getting credit for all the people that are viewing me at times. And
before the video, I had somebody who came in and gifted a bunch of subs, and I saw that a friend of mine had gotten one of the subs, and then a few minutes after he had gotten it, he came in and followed the stream. He followed the channel. And I was like, you weren't even following and you got a sub? And he was like, yeah, I've lurked in here a few times for you. And it usually goes toward people who have so much watch time.
Right.
And he was just like, I didn't realize that I wasn't following. And I'm just like, because before that, I was sitting at 1 to 3 viewers on average for my streams. And then I hear that he's been watching, and I never knew. So how many lurkers do I have in my channel when it only says that I have 1 viewer?
Right. Which is just to go back to, when you get started. And I haven't had a lot of people where we've talked a whole lot about that. I think we did with Warrior because he had struggled for a long time to make affiliate. There is a level at which you need to treat the channel as if there are people watching, because if you're not engaging when they come in, then they stop engaging. It's like we've been talking with each other for a while, so the chat's kind of slowed up because we're no longer talking with the chat. So anybody coming in new isn't going to jump into the conversation in the chat because we haven't been reading what's going on in the chat. So it's that balance of recognition. Boy, I know I've seen this when I go watch somebody that's new, and I will not say anything, and I'll watch for a couple of minutes and then go, yeah, they're not engaging anybody. They don't even, or even if I said hi, like I'll show up and I'll be there for like 2-3 minutes and I said hi and hello when I came in, and they will have not acknowledged it. Like 5 minutes later, I'm like, okay, why would I watch you if you're not going to spend time with me? If I'm in the chat. What is that emote there, Lucis?
I like it. I like the.
It's a parrot dance. Okay.
Is it? Who is it? Oh, it's Kevin H. I don't. How do you say her name?
Choafan?
Choafan?
Choafan Hannah? Is that the? I thought it was Choafan.
I've never heard her name pronounced.
I've not seen that one. It doesn't quite look like a parrot. It looks more like a grasshopper.
It's a blue parrot.
Okay. On the top there, the way it's pixelated, it just looks like it's got antenna like Jiminy Cricket. That's what my brain is registering as Jiminy Cricket.
It's got the feather thing on the back of the head. Yeah. I love it. It's a dancing parrot.
It's a dancing parrot. So good. All right. But there's just an example. So now I engage. Now all of a sudden there's comments going on in the chat. So that's all it takes. Yes, it's cute.
Yeah.
You love talking to people. Sometimes I will pause the game and switch to just chatting scene just to talk. Just JD. That's an awesome approach to do things. I found out as I do gaming, I am not good at holding a conversation when I'm playing games. That's another reason why it's like, no, I play games for 2 hours. I'm done, so that I won't get too engrossed in the game and totally ignore chat and everybody else that's there. But that
happens with me sometimes too. I'll be like playing a game, and it happened the other day when I managed to play Stardew on stream, and I was fishing, and I was trying to talk to chat and fish at the same time. And I don't know if you've done fishing in Stardew.
I have not.
You really
I've played other fishing games where you do have to concentrate and you have to pay attention to, because there's a bar that you move up and down as the fish moves up and down, and so you have to keep the bar on the fish to make sure that you catch it. And I was trying to read chat at the same time, and I almost lost the fish. And I was like, oh, I cannot read chat while I'm fishing. I'll read that in a second. It happens with Papa Tsunami when he's playing Rainbow Six, and he gets locked in. Oh yeah, I've seen it with many streamers. You get locked in the game. Now, I would say people that are doing MMOs, they have to be locked in because they're playing with a team. So they do need to step away from the active connection with chat so that they're not losing the game for their team and costing their team a game. So that makes sense. But there's a skill level that depending on the game you have to be able to do both at once, and sometimes you can't, and so you sacrifice one for the other, or you chat in between and you develop your way of doing it. But all of that, I think, goes back to when you're trying to reach a certain level and engage a certain amount of people to come and be there and be active, there needs to be something for them that you're doing, and you're blessing them in it. They're not just there to watch you. When you get way beyond a partner and you have 2K people watching you, then they're there to watch you. They're not there for chat. Then you've got some high-level skill person that is amazing, and they want to be a part of what you're doing by watching. The same way if you take different sports levels, if you go to a minor league baseball game, you can chat back and forth sometimes with the first baseman when you're sitting there in the bleachers, or you can chat with the manager who's standing there on the sideline. You get to a major league game, you're not having any conversations with anybody on the field. They are tuned to the game fully, and they've got no time for any distractions of what's going on outside of it.
They don't even pay attention to the crowd.
No, they're not. They're not going to notice.
No attention to the crowd. They're paying full attention to the game.
Yep. So the higher skill level you are, the more attention you have to give to the thing that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is also true when you're doing just chatting as well. You have more going on. You have to be fully focused. You can't be doing side things along with it.
Yeah. I was actually telling Noah the other day, I was like, this is a job. Like, yeah, I'm sitting here playing video games and people are watching, but I'm playing a video game. I'm paying attention to chat. I'm having like 7 different conversations at once.
That's a skill when you can do that. It is. And you develop it.
You're having a different conversation with each member of chat. Because, like, for example, Lucis is saying, I had a terrible day at work today. This, and this happened. And then JD comes in and is like, oh my gosh, I had the best day ever. My girlfriend came in and she brought me a cake and it was my birthday and blah, 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 blah. And so I'm like, JD, that's great. I'm so happy for you. And Lucis, dude, that sucks. I'm so sorry you had such a bad day. And then how can I pray for you to help make it better? JD, I hope that you have such a great tomorrow too. I'm blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're reading one message to the other, like one message to the next, to the next, to the next, until the next person replies, so that you can keep going.
Yeah, because you have multiple conversations going on at the same time, and balancing those and giving engagement to each of them, and which I think is one of the fascinating skills that people are doing, but it's also so needed right now because I would say Twitch gets lumped in with social media, and I really don't think it should, because social media is all about scrolling and seeing the next thing, and Twitch is all about hanging out in the same space for quite a long length of time. Even if you're just lurking, you're hanging out here. And I don't know about your numbers, but my numbers always seem to peak in the second to third hour. First hour is never where my peak numbers are. It doesn't matter. I can go on at different times. I will peak after about the time I hit hour 2. So after about 2 hours to hour 3, that 2 to 3 hour, if I go 4, 5, 6, it will trickle down again at the end. But that 2 to 3 hour mark is where I will get the bulk of people showing up and watching. Maybe they came early and they stayed that long, or maybe they came in at that point and they'll stay a little bit later. But if I only go 2 hours, I didn't quite hit the peak of what I could have if I'd have stayed on.
Yeah. Lately, I've noticed, I'll start stream, I'll have 20 viewers.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes later, 5, 7 viewers. And then I keep going and I slowly gain more viewers. And yeah, pretty much the same for me.
Yeah.
It's like people see the notification, they join in, and then they leave.
Well, and it all depends on what time you're on and what you're doing. And I'll do the same thing. Yeah, I see someone goes live, I'll jump in when they go live, and then I know I can't stay. But I'll give them a few minutes when they're getting going because I know who they are and I want to support them. And I think that's one of the most amazing things. Here's one of these things. I don't think I've said it on any of the other podcasts I've done, but I've thought about if you had a church home and you want to support the person in your church that is a streamer, it would not be hard if you have a church of 100 people to have 50 people watching you at any given time just from your church, even if all they did was like we were saying, is what time I go live. So open up and follow me and turn it on, and you don't even have to stay. But what a blessing it would be if your church community would come on and do that, because if they believe in you and they believe God has called you into the space, like, we could help so many Christians make it to being a partner if we had people committed to, for the next month, for the next 2 months, okay? You commit to, this is the 5 times or the 3 times I'm going to go live a week. You jump on, you turn on, you log in, you set it to stream, you say a few things, and then you lurk in the background because you don't want to engage and you don't know what I'm doing, you don't understand. But, like, how hard would it be for most churches, unless your church is under 70 people, to be able to get 70 people from a church community, when you think about spouses and kids and others that might not actually attend the church, but you can say, hey, we're doing a thing at church to support our streamer. What do you mean your streamer? Well, let me tell you about it. I think this is a thing that churches could tackle. I mean, I hope Reach Conference could make something like that be viable to sell to churches. But
hi, Mikaga.
I think an individual streamer. Paris. Wow, cool.
I didn't want her to feel like I was ignoring her.
I was just trying to wrap up, and then I was going to say we could. I saw her come in, but I was going to say, how cool would that be if but I think, like, an individual streamer go to your church and your pastor doesn't understand what you do, and your church community doesn't understand what it is. It'd be really hard to get the church to jump on board. But if you had an organization, which is what I'm trying to do with this podcast, is to legitimize and encourage the people already doing it, and to let people who are in the church know God's calling people in this space. You could support them. And if you're feeling called to it, we can support you too. But yeah, Reach could be a legitimate thing for that. All right, I'll let you get caught up on some chat now that we got some chat going.
Okay. Oh, thank y'all so much for coming in. Thank you, Drang the Thing, for the follow. That's an interesting username. Oh, I'm sure it's late in Paris, Mikaga. Thank you for joining in.
Yeah, what is it? Probably about 8 p.m. at night or something like that?
Something like that, probably.
Yeah, Hobo Bob saying, yeah, or if your church is older people who don't go online. But even at that, Bob, I've thought about this.
6:55.
6:55, okay. Oh, that's right. They might have had time change already, so they would be... Yep. But I was going to say, like, you could do a training in your church to say, hey, here's how you do it. I can show you how to do it. I can come out and help you do it. Here's all you need to do. Plus, you could do it from your phone. You could just have everyone bring their phone in, and you could do a training session and help people do that. So I think there's a way we could do it, but I don't think I haven't heard of anyone trying to do this yet.
That would be cool, yeah.
I always have weird ideas like this, but I'm not in a local congregation. And then as a pastor, it's a little bit different to say, hey, everybody come watch me, Self-promotion is a little bit harder than having an advocate in your church that says, hey, you could come support and help somebody.
Yeah, I'd be like, sorry, I got something in my eye. Ooh. I mean, like, if you have a small business in your town and they go to your church to be like, hey, this person is a local florist. Go to them for all your flower arrangement needs.
Right.
What are you going to do? When you need to buy flowers, you're going to go to that florist and buy flowers because that's their job. You want to help support them, as well as, buy the flowers for whatever occasion you need.
Yeah.
So, like, oh, we have someone who is a live streamer and that's their job. I can just put them on the TV and have them on in the background while I cook dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think there's ways that the church could learn how to support streamer amongst them. But
For sure.
But an individual streamer that does not have a Christian community to be able to point to say, I'm not the only one doing this, is a lot harder sell to a church to say, oh, well, I think I'm doing this, and then you're going to get the pushback of, oh, gaming, you need to quit doing gaming. Gaming's not a real thing.
Mm, yeah.
Oh, digital isn't
Or like
real ministry. You know, whatever
yeah.
excuse they're going to make or judgment they're going to cast on the person trying to do it.
Or even like the type of game that you play, like how Papa Sue is playing Rainbow Six, and that's a mature rated game. Other streamers I know play like Diablo or Dark Souls or this, that, and the other, and it's like, how can you be a Christian and play that game?
There's that judgment, and frankly, I don't have that concern on those levels that others do, but I think that where the line is drawn by each individual. You know,
that's your own conviction,
right? Like there are some people that would say, "No, I can't play Grand Theft Auto. It's about stealing." Okay, fine, legitimate argument if you feel that way. Or any game that kills, like, oh, I don't want any violence. I don't want to do any of that. Okay, fine. I understand legitimate reason for you not to join in it. But that doesn't mean that's the same for every single person, that it would also remain true for them.
Yeah. Because I mean, for the people who do play those games, it's like I'm playing as a Christian under these games to reach the people who play these games. I'm reaching out as part of, I want to be in this community to help be a Christian, a light into the people who play these games, to show them the love of Christ.
Yeah, instead of saying, well, if we just pick on first-person shooter, because you and I are both not first-person shooters. So it's like, no, you can't do first-person shooter because I don't like that game. But you can't go do first-person shooter because it's toxic environment. People swear a lot. Like,
because it glorifies war. And
right. We could keep coming up with excuses, but the people that are playing that game are not going to come into Starry Dew Valley and hang out. They're not going to come over as easily to a cooking stream and watch that. So to tell them they have to stop doing the thing that they want so that they can come to where I am so that I can share Christ's love with them, what a weird thing to think.
I know. And I mean, so you can even do that with Stardew Valley and Minecraft. Stardew Valley, you marry one of the villagers, and you're married in real life, so that's like cheating on your husband.
I haven't heard that argument, but I like it.
I've thought of that, but then there's magic in the game, and then there's enchanting in Minecraft, and zombies and good skeletons, and it's all demonic and like, it's a freaking video game. It's pixels on a screen. Chill out. I'm not playing with a Ouija board or trying to perform a seance.
Well, and we're not going to win the argument with people that have that view. And I know that. Yeah. But I do think there's a level at which we do need to have those conversations around, hey, is it all right for me to be a Christian in this game, in this space? And the answer is, do you feel convicted otherwise as an individual? Not what people are telling you. Like Paul talked about, to some, the, hey, conviction of this might have been sacrificed to an idol. I can't eat this meat. If you're convicted that way, then live by that. And others, if they just eat vegetables, I can't remember what the passage is there with the, don't look, like the weaker brother who only eats vegetables because they're worried about it. Like, we judge each other more. And I think that's where we end up afraid to do things, is because I don't know if I'm supposed to. Now, what's interesting is,
are you vegan because you care about how animals are treated in farms? Okay, cool. That's you. I love me a good hamburger. I can't live without cheese. Sorry.
Well, cheese is on one of those. I'm there with you on the cheese, but you can be. I don't know what the categories are, but the animal doesn't have to. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, you don't have to kill the animal in order to consume part of the animal. Yeah. Well, it's one of those things I joke around with my wife. Like, the one dietary restriction that I don't know if I would ever listen to the doctor would be you can't have cheese. It's like, no, I could probably cut out anything else.
There's no good substitute.
No.
Vegans have come up with substitutes for everything, and I haven't even tried vegan cheese.
There's a few around. There's a few around where I live that have been recently popularized, but I haven't tried them yet. And partially, it's twice as expensive. So why would I go and try that if it's twice as expensive? But I do think there's probably some that are going to be good at some point.
Eventually.
Yeah. I just am enjoying the cheese that I have. I mean, we could go down maybe that's what I should do. I should do a whole podcast on cheese and
Hey, do you know how many types of cheese there are? You could have a different podcast episode for each type of cheese.
Oh, I know. Well, what I would do is I would have people send me the cheese, and I open it up and I smell it and I figure out how many different ways I could make something out of the cheese.
The power of cheese.
The power of cheese. Yeah, Violife is the only vegan cheese that is a good replacement. Okay, I think I've heard of that one. I haven't tried it yet. I'll tell you what was interesting to me. Like, we'll just stay on cheese for a minute. This is one I love on the podcast. I don't know what weird thing we're going to just go down a tangent on, but it's cheese today, everybody. It's cheese. So I went to the Netherlands, and one of the things I really wanted to do was go to a cheese shop while we were there. We go into this cheese shop, and this might sound a little weird if you've never seen this, but on the cheese is a picture of the head of the animal or a picture of the animal that the cheese is from. So if it's goat cheese, there's a picture of a goat on it. If it's cow, there's a picture of a cow. And if it's sheep cheese, there's a picture of a sheep on there. And I'd never seen sheep cheese. What? There's sheep cheese? I mean, I know goat cheese, and it's a little bit powerful for me at times, so I'm not always down with the goat cheese. But it's like, there's sheep. So I am trying everything. And there's one cheese that if you can get this, it's hilarious name. So if you don't get the joke, I'll explain it. It's called Euphoria. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Yep. So anyway, if you can get access to a good cheese shop, you probably can get imported Dutch cheese called Euphoria. Those that didn't get the joke, a female sheep is a ewe, and so it's Euphoria.
E-W-E.
Yes, E-W-E. Yes. So Euphoria, and it's so good. It's really good. It's not my favorite cheese, but it is a very, very good cheese. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Noah is always talking to me, like, when I'm cooking, he's like, why do you get this cheese? And I'm like, because I like good cheese.
Oh, yeah. I have no problem spending money on cheese. Like, I will not buy imitation cheese. My life is too short to eat imitation cheese.
I guess that just means
well, because it's cheap. Yeah, there's no replacement for good cheese.
Do you mean like American slices?
Oh, I'll throw that in there too. But no, like, you can buy imitation cheese. Like, it's shredded cheese, but it's not actual cheese.
What, like the things you get on the counter, the Parmesan?
That's one of those as well that could be imitation Parmesan. Yeah, it's not real cheese. Yeah.
It's sawdust.
Well, it'll be made from like oils. So they'll make it from oils. Yeah, it's not good. Not worth it.
That's why I don't do like Coffee Mate and International Delight creamers anymore, because those are oil based.
Yeah.
Even though I love the flavors they have, and it makes me sad that it makes me almost want to buy it just for the flavor. I'm just like, I don't want to just drink oil.
No, definitely not. Or other things that get put into stuff too. Like, I didn't know this until a few years ago. I'm trying to think. Maybe it's been a while now. Maybe about 8 years ago. No, actually longer than that. Anyway, if you buy shredded cheese, I would think the ingredients would be cheese. No, there's other ingredients in there. And they will coat it, like that white powder you see is sugar. It's coated with sugar so it won't clump together.
I thought it was cornstarch.
No, it'll say maltodextra, so it is a form of sugar.
I thought it was cornstarch.
Yeah, I thought it was some kind of powder, the anti-caking stuff. So it's like, I joke. This is not a political joke, but it is a political joke. So bear with me. When Donald Trump ran for president, he said, "Make America great again," and I have been grating my own cheese since then. So I've been grating my own cheese for 10 years. I took him to heart. I no longer buy shredded cheese. I grate all my own cheese. So I believe that's what the statement was supposed to mean.
Yeah, he just spelled it wrong.
He spelled it wrong. Yes, right. Make America great again.
I do get shredded cheese sometimes, but I'm picky with my shredded cheese.
Okay. Yeah,
instead of like the thin little uniform strips, I try to stay away from those and get the thicker shreds.
Yeah.
That looks like it's actually been grated.
No, I grate it myself now, so it's. I got one of those, like, if you go to Olive Garden, the little wheel thing, like, you can spin and put the Parmesan. They have it where you got multiple different ones. So I got this nice one that I sit there and grate my cheese with. So
I want one. I found an electric one that I have. I actually have it saved on my wedding registry because I'm just using that now as like a wish list for things that we need for around the apartment. Yep. I have it. It's like $50-$60.
I know. Yes, that's on my wish list as well, and I can never bring myself to spend that much for it. I have the KitchenAid, and they have the attachment for that. I think that one's like $150 to get the attachment for the KitchenAid.
The gimmick with KitchenAid is that you get the mixer, but then you have to buy all the attachments separately.
I know, but
I just have a stand mixer. My mom got me a stand mixer for Christmas the year before we got married, and it came with the whisk, the paddle, the bread hook, and a shield to cover the bowl.
Yep, I got that. Yep, I got that as well. Yeah.
And a little thing that looks kind of like a spoon, but it has holes in the middle of it. It's an egg separator.
Oh, I don't think I have that one.
Yeah, it doesn't attach to the the mixer, but it's not a KitchenAid name brand, but I love that thing. I used it on my TikTok live the other night making my cake pops.
Cool, very cool.
I've made multiple loaves of bread with that. I've made cakes with it. I've done all sorts of stuff with it. It's great. I love it.
Yeah. Well, we've kind of been going off on tangents and all of that, which, I love doing. But thinking about looking ahead, what are some things that you're excited about? I know we got Reach coming up next week, and this podcast will come out after Reach, so people will miss. So if you're listening to this when it comes out on any other platform than Twitch, Reach already happened. You missed it. Sorry. Join us next year. Sorry. Join us next year. But
I hope you don't have too much FOMO.
Oh,
because it's going to be really fun.
It's going to be super, super good. What was funny last year, because you said, let's back up, because I was going to ask you this earlier. So you had talked about going or wanting to go to Reach last year. Did you do the Alpha course with your community at all last year or not?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not, no.
Okay. Because that was part of, the initial piece there with Reach was doing Alpha and then bring our communities together and in that way doing some stuff. And it's grown past just doing that. And people are doing different things in their community, and we're not all doing the same. But I know you've been doing a lot of collabs too with people. So how has that been, doing a lot of collabs with people in the Reach community?
I am trying to. If my my computer was cooperating.
Right. That computer aside.
I would love to do more collabs for sure. The collabs are fun. It helps bring all the different communities together because I was scrolling through the list of creators on the Reach website on my stream the other day, and I was like, I don't know half of these people.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think when we did the Reach raid train last month, or earlier this month, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I think I raided into Neon and Platyloaf.
Okay.
Or I was watching one that raided into him, and I had never heard of him until that day.
Yeah.
And I watched him, and he had so much energy. So much. I've never seen a singular human being with that much energy. And I was like, you're going to be one of my new best friends. And just to think it, like, I didn't even know that person. Like Rosie Remy. I didn't know Rosie Remy a month ago. And now she's one of the main ones that I want to go and hug when I get to Reach.
Yeah.
It's like you meet these people, and it's like, I can't remember what my life was like before being friends with you. It's like I remember that I had a life before being friends with you, but I also am just like, I don't remember not being your friend.
Yeah, there's some interesting things of just how sometimes you connect and resonate with a person so much, and you can spend a great amount of time very rapidly with them as an adult that you don't get to do very often. Kids in school, you can make a best friend the first day of the school year, or maybe it's the end of the first week. You know, like you spent tons of time, like you connected that person by the end of the week. You've spent hours upon hours upon hours. Well, in streaming, you can spend a lot of time hanging out, and you can go over to Discord and hang out, and you can have conversations, you know, asynchronous, going back and forth at any time that you're wanting to. And there's that level of which, well, at work, you can develop those relationships over time in some way. But frankly, most of the time when I've worked places, you're not standing there talking to people most of the time. You're doing work. So you have a lunch break or a coffee break or something else that goes on where you can engage people. It's just so much more on a level that can happen continuously when you're in a digital space. That's just super cool, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. You meet all these people, and it's just like friends. And then Reach for me is going to be like, you know, right now, you're a person on a screen. I'm looking at you because you have your video on.
Right.
But you're a person on a screen. I can't, like, in a way, it's like, even though I'm looking at your face because you have your video on, it's like, you're not real because you're on a screen. But then in a week, it's going to be like, you're real, you're a person, I'm in the same room as you, I can hug you. And it's like Reach, because I have the logo down right here under my camera on my stream from URL to IRL.
Yeah.
I was like, that hits so hard for me. Yeah. Because like Papa Tsunami, I've been part of his community for almost 3 years now. And I've never met him. And I've never met anybody from stream, from this community. And now, like, all of these people are not just going to be internet computer people anymore. Like, yes, I'm friends with them. Yes, I have conversations with them. Yes, I know, like, all sorts of things about their lives. But at the same time, it's like, they're not real until I'm standing and can touch them. And then they're real, and it's like, people are gonna be real. My friends are gonna be real.
Well, I was just at a conference this week, and that was one of the things we were talking about, the idea of it being real or not real. And it really depends on what generation you are, because if you are Gen Z, everything on screen is the same reel as anybody in person is the same reel. They don't know a distinction between the two. So yes, there's a distinction between relationships in the two spaces of you and I haven't been in the same space before. We are a face on a screen, but it's still real from the sense of you're not make believe. It's still real in the sense of we have a relationship. We don't spend as much time in each other's streams. We run in circles that overlap, and we've known of each other, and we've supported each other, but we haven't had a lot of one-on-one conversations. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're excited for each other. We see each other when each other is in the chat, whoever we're watching, we're having the chat going on. We're both in the Reach Discord having conversations. It's just going to be one more aspect to that relationship that is. So I totally agree with what you're saying. I just making a distinction there of I don't want anybody hearing this saying digital's not real, because that was my only thought there is nobody hear this and go, well, the digital's not real. No, it is real. It's just
real. It's not tangible, meaning I can't hold it.
Well, exactly. And there's that, like, the one thing that I've tried to do when I've gone on vacation is I'll take a picture of something, and then you try to describe the picture to people to experience it. Like, and the one that resonates for me the most is seeing Victoria Falls. Now, if you've seen a waterfall, good for you. Okay? You've not seen Victoria Falls unless you've seen Victoria Falls. And I can show you a picture of it. I can give you an aerial view of it. You'll have no concept of what Victoria Falls is like. I mean, I'm standing here at the edge of a chasm that goes down. You can't see the bottom of it because there's so much moisture and evaporation coming up from the water hitting the bottom. And there's a rock that's right there that is painted. There's no guardrail. There's just a rock that's painted, and it says, past this point, you will not be rescued. And then you're like feet away from where you could fall to your death, feet away from you could fall into the river. And we're not even at rainy season. So instead of it looking like one giant waterfall, it looks like 1,000 waterfalls all in one place. And you get to go around to the other side, and there's this thing called the knife's edge, and I'm standing 30 yards away from the most powerful waterfall in the world. And you will never experience it by me telling you that or you seeing a photo. The only way to know it is to be there. So I get that. There is the level of relationship that is only there when we can physically hug and physically be in the same space. Up till then, it's a dim comparison of what it could be fully. But, you know, there are people that have met online, and they build a relationship, and they don't. Well, actually, in another way, I know people that they've had their weddings, and their best man or their bridesmaid showed up at their wedding, and that's the first time they met their best man or their bridesmaid in person. And they've known each other for 10, 12, 15 years, but never were together in the same space. So,
and you look at Steph and Garrett.
Yeah.
Steph and Garrett met at Reach last year, and she's due in like 2-3 weeks to have their baby.
Yeah. So there's so many different levels of that. And what I also don't want to diminish is there are people that watch me and you that we will never actually end up with an opportunity to be in the same physical space with. And I care about them just as much as everybody that I get an opportunity to. And when I get an opportunity, it's great. So I was just in the Bay Area this week and got to meet up with, as always, men who I've known for 4 years, and we've never been in the same space. But I didn't realize another person I knew lived in the Bay Area. So they didn't know I was going to the area, and I wasn't able to meet up with them. And now I feel really bad that I'm an hour or a half hour away from where you are. I got no transportation. You were working. You didn't know I was coming. You couldn't make arrangements to get an hour to see me when I was only an hour away. And it's like, I I didn't think to tell you. I forgot. I knew you were in California, but I didn't think about you being in the Bay Area because I was so focused on somebody else that I knew was in the area to be able to go and hang out with. So now I feel like now this is another person I need to make sure if I am out there again, I'll make sure and be with them. And the same is, we're going to go to Reach. There'll be people that'll miss Reach this year.
Yeah. I have a Discord friend who I didn't know his dad is a pastor, and he was moving because his dad had accepted a new job. And then I heard that he was moving to my state, and I was like, what?
Wow.
You're moving here?
Yeah.
And now it's like he lives just a few hours away from me.
Nice.
And same with Webby. I didn't know Webby until somebody raided into Webby. And then I sat in his stream for
probably
a minute
pre-Pony, probably.
No, actually Webby raided into Pony, and that's how I met Pre. In that very stream.
Okay.
In that very stream. So somebody raided into Webby, and I met Webby and found out that he lives in the same state as me. And I'm like, what the heck? But he's like on the opposite side of the state, so that's like a whole day's drive. And it's wild. And now it's gonna be like we're gonna meet in person. It's like I call him my state bestie. And now it's like we're going to meet, but we're going to Florida to meet.
Yeah.
And then there's P-Tony and Yenza. I found out that P-Tony and Yenza got married the exact same day as me and Noah, like 3 hours apart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're my wedding besties.
Yeah, there you go.
Because we have the exact same anniversary.
Yeah, the exact same anniversary. Yeah.
Uh-huh. I mean, like, they're EST, and I don't remember when they said they got married, but it's like within 3 hours of each other.
Fascinating.
So, yeah. I found that out one day before I was going to work, actually. And I was just filled with so much excitement. I was like, what do you mean we got married on the same day? But, I mean, yeah, you get all of these. And I've had that meeting people with my skin condition, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were at the mall one day. My grandmother was getting some Christmas presents, and she was getting a present for me, so she didn't want me to go with her. So I sat at the makeup section and was just talking to some of the people in the makeup section. And this woman comes by. It's like, do you have EB? My granddaughter has EB. And I was like, yeah. And let me get you in contact with her. And then a lady who worked in the makeup section was like, are y'all talking about EB? My son has EB. And we were just like, what?
Yeah. It's interesting how those things do happen, and how they happen together, not like, oh, one here and one there. It's all of a sudden it's like boom, boom, boom together.
I know.
I had this probably earlier this year, probably in January, where within a 10-day period of time, connected with 3 different people that wanted to do sign language ministry in the digital space. And it was like, I need to bring all 3 of you together. So let me connect all of you together. Now, I don't know that anything has come out as a result of it, but it's like, hey, if you're feeling that there is a need, and this just came back up in the last couple of weeks from a couple of other people who were raising the question around, a deaf ministry in digital spaces. Could you do a deaf only church in digital spaces? Is there a need for that? And it's like, it's a really cool question. I know some people interested, but I'm not the one to, address or solve that. It was like, yeah, within a 10-day period, I met 3 people at one spot, and now I've had 2 conversations again in the last week around the same topic. It's like
it's wild the way that the Lord works things like that. Because I remember going to Passion 2019, Passion 2019, and each year they do a different organization, mission, like specific mission to get the students to donate to. That year, it was getting the Bible translated into different sign languages.
Yeah.
And they had a lady from the Philippines who had recently, her story was that she had recently come to Christianity, but she was deaf, so she couldn't speak or hear, she couldn't hear. And then they found a video translation of sign language of the Bible for them to be able to read.
Yeah.
And so their mission that year was to fund getting the Bible translated into different languages of sign language.
Yeah.
And at the end of the spiel for what the mission was that year, she was on stage with Louis Giglio, and he said, I'm going to ask her to pray, and it's going to feel weird, but you need to keep your eyes open for the prayer.
Yeah.
Because she signed it.
Yeah. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it's interesting. You're talking about having signing in different languages. I don't know if everyone knows or realizes that different languages have different sign languages to go in. So there's American Sign Language, which is the common one in the U.S. But what's interesting is, see, this is like the weird thing. Like this year, I've suddenly been more conversations about the deaf community than I probably had in the last 10 years. But I learned that there is a group of people trying to create a universal sign language. They are trying to go through and study every single sign language that's been developed and what are the common symbols or, whatever your gestures, I'm not sure what the right name is for it, but that are repeatedly done through the most languages so that you can have, this might sound weird, but sign language that is universal, so no matter what language you are hearing spoken, English, French, Spanish, the sign language would be able to communicate to any language, that there could be a universal standard of sign language so that you could do sign language to sign language translation on some level even. And I'm like going, that's fascinating.
That would be really, really cool. That would be so cool. I assume that you are in contact with Mama Brickbill.
Yeah, she was one of the three that I had a conversation with at the beginning of the year, and I connected her with a couple other people. One was a seminary student that was going to be graduating and was wanting to do sign language ministry, and I can't remember who the third one was now at this point because it was a while back, and I connected them together. So,
okay,
yep.
I know that she does.
She signed
on her streams.
Yeah, she'll put songs on and then sign with the songs that are on, and then she'll do it a few other things throughout when she's streaming as well. But have you heard of the app called
Lingvano? Lingvano.
No.
It's like Duolingo but for sign language.
Really? That's cool. I did not know that.
Yeah, I heard about it. I have it on my phone, I think. I just have not used it.
Yeah. I had a friend from middle school, high school who had a son that was speech or hearing impaired, could do a little bit of speaking, but mostly was speaking by sign language. But I didn't live near him, when he was growing up. I lived out of state. I lived other places. So but I would come and visit him every once in a while, and he would sign, and it was like, that's really cool. I wish I had, been around. I probably would have picked it up. I would have spent time, but it's really hard to, on sometimes, invest in something you're not going to use, whether that's any language or sign language or anything else you're going to do. Like my Greek and Hebrew probably would be better if I had continuously used it weekly after seminary, but I didn't continue to use it weekly after seminary because part of how I use it is I didn't speak it. I just read it and then translated it. So when you don't have to do that, you don't do it all the time. When you're not reading and trying to look for what words behind. I mean, my Hebrew is way better than my Greek, but it's like I wish I would have had more opportunities to use it in study weekly with other people in the way, like, this would have been great if I would have been doing what I'm doing now of reading the Bible and talking about the Greek and Hebrew behind it when I left seminary. Oh my goodness, my Greek and Hebrew would be amazing right now. They're not. I have a basic level of understanding, and that's all I have, and I'm fine with that. But I wish I had that for other languages too. How about anything besides Reach that you're gonna try, you're looking forward to this year or next year in streaming?
Well, right now the main thing is crowdfunding for the new PC so that I can keep streaming.
Yep.
And I'm trying to get more of a set schedule put together.
Right.
I recently took a poll in my Discord to get a better feel for it. I just have to put all the information together. So I'm planning to get a better schedule, the new PC so that I can do more streams, that I can stream different things, gaming, crafting, cooking, whatever. Right now, really, I'm looking just to actually make this my job, because at this point, I don't know that I highly doubt there's anything on the job market that I could really do. So I figure, let's just go for streaming. Let's just go for content creation. So I really want to get more into this for sure, to do better quality stuff and quantity. Other than that, streaming wise, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm launching I'm crowdfunding for the new PC. I've got the website to launch.
Planning for the website.
And then merch too, but that's about it.
Cool. With merch, are you designing your own merch?
I have an artist, Pre-Pony recommended.
Okay.
And it's actually one of my emotes. I came up with it from the first stream after Mr. Kind's video. I was talking about Rogue because I'm affiliated with Rogue Energy.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite flavor is the dragon fruit mango hydration.
Yeah.
And as I was talking about it, I went to say my favorite flavor, Drango.
Yeah.
So now we have Drango, who's the channel mascot.
There we go.
And he's going to be the main thing on my merch.
Okay, so not the banana.
I actually hate bananas. I do. I really do. That's why the theme is mangoes, because mangoes are far superior. They're the better fruit. I cannot stand anything about bananas. The taste, the smell, the texture, none of it. I just go with the name because it's a rite of passage for anybody named Hannah or Anna.
Yep.
So I took it and I ran with it.
I love what you did with it, though, because it's so tongue-in-cheek of the banana is a Hannah instead of Hannah is a banana. I mean, it's, yeah. You want to call me that? No. The banana is, you start calling those Hannahs, you know.
I came up with it probably when I was in high school. It was the username for my personal socials for so long.
Okay.
And I thought it was pretty clever, and I still to this day think it's pretty clever. I love it.
I think it's very clever. I like it. I like it a lot.
And now it's gotten to where most people on Twitch will call me Banana.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I like the name. I don't like the fruit. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. My husband teases me.
If you go to a foreign country, you will have more access to different kinds of bananas than we have in the U.S. I have heard from people who live outside of the U.S. that the banana that we have as our fruit essentially is the banana that they think is worthless and they would feed to the pigs. So they want a banana that's more like a plantain that you're going to fry or bake. They're not usually using bananas to just peel and eat as something sweet. That's not what most of the world does with their bananas.
I thought that plantains tasted a lot like bananas.
Oh, for you they do? I don't think they do. For me, plantains taste more like a potato.
I heard that it tastes like a banana.
See, I think it tastes more like a potato, like a cross between a potato and a sweet potato is what a plantain tastes like.
I've never had one. Because it looks like a banana.
Well, texture-wise, it's not going to be. Smell-wise, it's not going to be. So if you, this is how I would recommend, fry it up like you would do frying up potatoes. That's how you want to eat a plantain the first time. Fry it up like you're doing fried potatoes.
I actually have another thing that somebody ordered off of a wish list.
Okay.
That I want to show off just before.
Say, do I have a drum roll? No.
We?
No, I'm just looking at my sound alerts. I don't have a drum roll. Sorry.
All right. Well.
Nice. Just like if you didn't know, it almost looks like a moon. It's a crescent moon there.
Yeah, I have a redeem in my channel points for funny headbands.
Okay. I know Ukulele and a few other people have funny headbands that you can wear. I think Ukulele's usually around Christmas time. She'll pull out all of the different ones you can wear for that. I have hats. That's what I have. So no headbands. I shouldn't say no. I do own one set of bunny ears that I had for a children's message one time. So
I have a command. I don't know if it's going to show up in your chat. Yeah, no, it doesn't.
No.
So I do exclamation hair because my skin caused me to lose my hair. And it apparently only shows up in my chat, but it says, yes, God knows the number of hairs on our heads, but he clearly got tired of counting mine, so he made me bald.
Got tired of counting them. Oh. All right. Anything else that we haven't talked about that you would like to share with people?
I didn't do any promotion of it, but this week, the 25th through the 31st of October, was actually EB Awareness Week.
Oh, okay.
I should have done more for it. I didn't even think about it. But yeah, it was EB Awareness Week. If anybody wants to look more into what Epidermolysis Bullosa is and how it works, there's all sorts of different websites. I think there's, I don't remember the name of the UK based one, but the one that I'm most familiar with is debra.org, debra.org.
Okay.
It's mainly, that's the one that I think it's US based. I'm most familiar with. They do all sorts of EB charity events, information events, research, da 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 da. But yeah, my channel, I try to help share the love of Jesus and educate more people about my skin condition, because as far as I know, it's not even really taught in med.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, there's so many conditions. How could you teach everything to everybody? I will throw this out for your consideration. So you said there's a whole awareness week. Maybe next year within Reach, some of us who are Reach friends could partner with you on a week-long promotion, raid train, or some other kind of activities to help with awareness and spend time for a week helping you raise awareness and raise awareness in our communities as well.
That would be cool.
Yeah. But we need your computer by then, so so you can handle hosting us or collab streams, or I don't know what you want to do, but I'm just saying
hopefully next year.
Yeah, by next year you'll have it.
I'm hoping by the end of the year I'll have it.
Right. I'm just saying, it probably would not have worked this year, but next year definitely could be something to be able to think about. And I don't know the right way to do it. If it's hey, I'm going to have a bunch of friends help do this and share about it. If it's just all of us are talking about it and playing clips of you sharing info. I don't know the right answer, but I'm just saying is, hey, you just said it was this past week. Well, we have a whole year to figure out how we as your friends could help raise awareness for other people in the digital space and otherwise going forward. So I'd love to help you do that next year if I can.
Would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool.
All right. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I'm running on a little bit of low sleep last night, so I'm kind of running out of steam here going, all right, what else should I do? And what am I thinking about? And what should I ask? So I guess the next thing would just be thinking about, I usually ask whoever is on the podcast with me to pick somebody to raid out to, and we can raid out there together, unless you're going to stay on, and then in that case, I'll just raid you.
No, I had just woken up before stream, so I am very hungry.
Okay.
I'm very hungry.
All right. So if you want to take a look at somebody that that we can go bless with a double raid.
Scrolling through my followers. See, Strike Fury's live. He's playing Fortnite. TC Warrior is playing Battlefield Red Sec. I don't think I've rated TC Warrior. Why don't we go rate him? TC Warrior ETP.
That sounds like a good choice to me. All right, how about before we hit the raid button so we can try to do this together, let me just say a prayer over you and your family, trying to get all of the resources for your mom there taken care of. And anything else I can add for that?
She's having trouble finding an apartment that's going to accept her to live there.
Yeah.
Since she can't work, she doesn't have an income. Once she sells the house, she'll be able to pay, but they want proof of income. So that for sure. And Noah is still
unemployed. All right. Yeah. All right, let's pray. God, I just thank you for this time to be able to spend with Hannah and just talk about doing ministry. And wow, what blessings that you do provide, even when they're unexpected and in unexpected ways. And even when it seems like it is the bleakest and there is no hope, you do come through. And so we're just praying for the sale to continue to go forward for Hannah's mom, and that she's able to find the right place to reside that is going to understand her circumstance and situation, and be able to be a place that is close and going to meet all of her needs. And for Noah, as he's continuing to seek employment, that you will find, or he will be able to find a place where he can use his skills and talents and be able to raise the funds he needs to take care of himself and Hannah and the household and everything else. And we continue to pray for Hannah and you leading her and blessing her as a streamer. I know she is a blessing to me and others in the Reach community. We love her. Looking forward to being able to be in the same state at the same time, in the same city, in the same church. And so we just ask your blessing on all that in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
So I'm getting a raid from North Hill Live here.
Oh, no.
So let me welcome the raiders in before we raid out. Mr. Hanhita, welcome in. I'm watching you people. Miss Duck Jada in the house. Crazy Uncle Scott. Disco Bear. Oh, yeah. You didn't interrupt the prayer. I just finished the prayer, but we're on our way to raid out to TC Warrior. We were just wrapping up the podcast. So thank you, everybody. Chovy, dude, good to see you so much, man.
Yeah, we're not raiding North Hill.
That was the suggestion of we could go raid him, and I'm glad we didn't choose to do that. That would have not worked. It's been a blessing.
Hannah, thank you for the hydrate.
Oh, you got a hydrate over there. Yeah.
I can't hear that sound. Why can't I hear that sound?
Help quacking, leave us. We're not leaving. We're going with you. We're going with you.
We're making a mini raid train.
That's right. You came in here, and now the two of us are going to go there. So you're going to get to participate in other raid trains. See, by staying here, well, you wouldn't. So we get to multiply it by going out.
It's like it's a triple raid now.
Yes, right.
It was going to be a double raid.
It was going to be a double. Now it's a triple. It's a triple raid. There we go.
It's a triple raid into TC Warrior.
That's right.
Beanie Fest. What's Beanie Fest?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know what beanies are. I don't know if
yeah. I love beanies.
I kind of like a brim on my hat, but all right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for spending time here, hanging out, whether you're on my channel, whether you've been on Hannah's channel, for those coming in. It's a lot of fun. I love doing this. I don't know when the next one's going to be. Sorry, I have nothing scheduled at this point. There won't be one next week on this channel. I'll be at Reach Conference. I'll try to schedule one the week after that, or maybe two, because a week after that I'll be on vacation again. And then the week after that will be Thanksgiving. So maybe I can squeeze in two. I think that's my goal. 2 for sure in November. 3 if I can make it happen. So that's what I'm going to try to do to get more podcasts scheduled. But right now I have none. So if you have thought about being on here, if I've mentioned it before and I haven't followed up with you, that's where things are at. I'd love to do that. And if not, I'll just check me out on my other channel.
Yeah, nobody can think past the sleep we're going to get after Reach Conference. Nobody can think. We're thinking about Reach Conference, and then we're thinking about coming home and sleeping for a week.
And yes, and that's why I will sleep for a week and then go on vacation a week later, because after Reach, I need to recover before I can take a vacation. So
yeah, no, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you ready to start the raid?
Yes.
All right. Well, clicking my button in 3, 2, 1. Raid started.
Yeah.
We're close enough if that's not it. So
yeah, we're going.
We're going. Awesome. Yeah, I'm watching. God bless us, everyone.
And if anybody wants to, I have raid commands.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to remember if I did create these on this channel or not. I think I do. Yes, I do. I have one here. That's how it, because unless our bot is subbed to the other channel, it won't show. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, mine it's raiding mangoes.
It's raiding mangoes. Nice. Okay, mine's not raiding mangoes, but we're all good.
Well, I appreciate you having me here. Thank you so much. It was fun, and I have been looking forward.
Thank you. I as well.